So, tonight's Bible story for bedtime is about a good man. His name was Abraham. And here's how somebody pictures him. There he is. I like the fact he's got a white beard, right? That's kind of neat. But he also looks like likes to hike. He's got a walking stick. And he did live a long time ago. You can see the sandals on his feet, and there's a dirt road. So let's hear about him. Now, both he and I have white beards, but he was a lot older than me. It says this: There once was a good man named Abraham. God had a special plan for him. God told Abraham to move to a new land. And here he is packing up. He's got a camel there and he's packing all of his gear on it, and it looks like he has more to go, maybe more than he planned on. You ever go down to the shore or something like that and you put your things outside for somebody to put in the trunk of the car and there's not room? They have to decide what they can take and what you can't take and try to fit everything in, because when you go on a long trip, you can't always take a lot with you. Well, anyway, here's the story. So Abraham left the place where he lived. He packed up everything he had: his tents, his dishes, his clothes. He gathered all his animals, and he went to a new land that God was showing him. He didn't go on his own either. He had company. Must have been a pretty big bunch of camels there, because everybody had to take their stuff too. Who would you take on a trip with you if you had your choice? Well, this is who Abraham picked. Abraham's wife, Sarah, and his nephew, Lot, went with him. Abraham and Lot also brought along helpers to take care of the animals. They took more people than Noah took. But, when you're on a trip and you're traveling a far way together, sometimes things happen. Maybe you and your brother or sister or somebody are in the back of the car, and somehow somebody says something to someone, or you just get cranky, or somebody falls asleep and they put their stinky feet in your face, or I'm not giving you ideas. But what happened with Abraham and Lot was that they had trouble on their trip. Abraham's helpers and Lot's helpers, they were always fighting. Abraham said to Lot, "Let's not have all this fighting. You take all your helpers and choose a new place to live. And I'll take my helpers and we'll move to a different land." So Lot and Abraham are trying to figure things out. Well, Lot chose first. He took the best-looking land for himself. It had plenty of water and grass for his animals. You got 2 pieces of cake, and your mom says, go ahead, pick one, leave the other for whoever. And do you pick the big piece, or do you pick the piece that might have more icing on it, or do you pick the piece that has, you know what I mean. And they kind of got into that. Well, Lot took the better land, but Abram, he went the other direction. Abraham moved his animals and his family. He set up his tents near the big trees at a place called Hebron. Well, that was a place that they settled. And it turned out to be all right, even if he didn't get the bigger, greener piece of land. He got what he needed and what was right. God made a promise to Abraham. He said, "You will have so many children and grandchildren and great-grandchildren that nobody will be able to count them. And all the land that you see right now will be yours." So he didn't get what he wanted right away. But later on, when the time was right, that's when he got what he needed and what he wanted, and what made a whole lot of people very happy. Yeah, we don't always get what we ask for. Sometimes it's better not to. But God knows what we need and takes care of us and makes sure we have what's important. And sometimes God says no right now, but says yes later. And sometimes God says no, period, and only later you find out, oh, yeah, that was a good idea. But you have to trust God, just like Abraham did. And you can. So whatever kind of day you had, you can trust God with tomorrow. Sleep well.